All right. Yay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yes. We are back. So, y'all thought I was just going to give y'all 1 through 9 and not come with the rest of Love is Blind? Season 7. So, first off, thank you so much for coming to my channel. I am Kayla Manuel. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you subscribed. Don't forget to do that. And yes, please hit the notification so that you can get more updates on when I post. So I think it's time for us to jump in. So we left off episodes 1 through 9. Interesting, right? Interesting season, because I feel like this season, I don't want to say it was a letdown because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But I feel like it was hard to watch for several reasons. This season was extremely hard to watch in finishing episodes 10 through 12, along with the reunion. It was tough to watch just based off the fact of things unveiling through TikTok, through social media. That kind of just put a damper on the entire experience and what we will be able to see moving forward. So that was a little bit of a letdown, but I'm going to jump into episodes 10 through 12. Stay tuned. Okay, so we open up the episode with Hannah and Nick taking engagement photos. In hindsight, looking at it, it's like, did they really need to do that? Did they really need to take engagement photos? But it kind of gave like those corny engagement photos that people started to do like at the mall, where like they would, do these random poses with each other and like, hey, I just feel like it was really drawn out. I don't think that they needed to do that. I don't see the purpose in doing it. It would just be something that they could look back at, which I think was kind of cute. But yeah, it was something that I guess they wanted to do as a couple, and they at least showed us that they can be photogenic at least a little bit with each other. Moving forward, we see Marissa and Ramses. This conversation was a little unsettling because I feel like she's dealing with someone that doesn't know what he wants for several reasons, right? I feel like he's someone that is just confused. He's not badgering, but almost in a way badgering Marissa to basically get to a place of like, just be ready to, do it, essentially. Just be ready to, essentially. And it's just like, that's awkward. And read the room. I am an advocate for read the room. I feel like they are still strangers. It's given that you guys are still strangers, and that it's a weird, like not even good chemistry between the two. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the fact that it's not like he's pressuring her, but he's putting too much pressure on the idea of sex. Way too much pressure. I mean, if the roles were reversed, he would back off, he would be defensive, he would be turned off. But then when a guy does it, it's just the woman has to be prepared for what it is. They have an interesting dynamic that I feel like she's shape-shifting to be in this relationship. And I don't think Ramses is really in it like she thinks he is. Alex meeting Tim's parents, it seemed cute. Like, it seemed great for the cameras. It seemed great for them actually going through the journey, through the process. I think that his parents feel like he's ready. His parents feel like he is ready to go. He's the perfect man for this situation and for this experience. I think that his parents, for them to have lost children, seem very on the up and up, seem very high-spirited, relaxed, at ease, and really just accepting this process that Tim is going through, which was really great to see. I'm like, for them to have lost daughters, his parents seem well and healing. So that was really nice to see in terms of that dynamic. I can see Alex though getting to a place where she's just kind of going through the motions. I'm gonna just call it like it is. It doesn't seem, it's a complete different shift from when Tim was visiting her family than when Alex was visiting his family. Tim cooked, made plates. Like, that for me was just a red flag in itself. Like, Tim should have really had his antennas up when Alex really didn't try. I've been taught, to make a man's play, especially a man I'm with, a man I'm dating, a man I'm into, let alone engaged. Okay. But I just see her laziness. I'm just going to call it. I think that it comes off as I'm not really interested. When a woman is interested in a man, she's going to stop everything she has to do to at least make something work. The word compromise is coming up for me. I don't want to use that word because I don't really like that word. But being flexible in the sense of taking a step back from self, and realizing that this process is actually bigger than me, bigger than what I may even think it is, right? So she's not that into him, plain and simple. This lackadaisical trash conversation between Ashley and Tyler isn't clear at all. I don't know if we blame Netflix for the editing. I don't know if we blame Tyler for not telling the truth. I don't know if we blame Ashley for being super gullible and not doing her digging. I don't know who we blame. I don't know who we point the finger. It's giving a Spider-Man situation because, like, what is he actually saying in this moment? We'll give it a try. Ashley's talking about we'll give it a try. No. It's too easy. And I'm going to say some other things in my reunion review because something's not correct. Something's not right. There's missing pieces to this puzzle. And if TikTok doesn't get to the bottom of it, God will. Yeah, I'm never going to be in a relationship where I have to build a man. This is tough to watch the dynamic, and I'm speaking of Hannah and Nick. You shouldn't have to be in a place where you have to build a man. What? And the fact that Nick is so willing to be like, yeah, you're right. Instead of going to the game, yeah, I should have read a book. What? In what universe? In what world is a man like, yo, you so right. Like, I should have picked up that like self-development book instead of going to the game to get a margarita or a beer. Like, no one is saying that. And they both know the vibes. They both know what's really up. And it's you know what I'm saying, right? She is grilling him like a whole mom. She might as well be his mom. She might as well be his mother. It's giving mom. No. And the fact that he's so willing to deal with it is scary. Scary, Nick. Yikes. We are getting into this dynamic with Tim and Alex. Alright. Here's where the real yikes comes in. Because this episode 10 came in swinging. Alex and Tim. This conversation, soon as Tim busts through the door. Didn't look good. Her heating up her wings and kind of taking her time. What you gotta say? Honestly, both of them have been checked out. Let's just call a thing. Both of them have been checked out since that Mexico trip. I hate that people say couples argue, couples butt heads, couples But at some point, like, when can you change that norm? Like, they got into a disagreement. Mind you, they are still considered strangers. I don't care what none of y'all say. They are still strangers. Yes, we talked through a wall. I fell in love with your vibe that you gave to me. And I think in the midst of what Netflix really is, or not Netflix, but what Love is Blind experience or experiment really is, it's this thing of really 7 seasons deep of you falling in love with someone's aura, with someone's personality that they choose to sell. Because when we look at the dynamic between Ashley and Tyler, he chose a character that he wanted to be in terms of giving Ashley who she thinks she needed. And I will preface this, I know I'm jumping from different couples, but Ashley was very, 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 very hesitant and kind of took her time within that dynamic. Tyler sold a character. Tyler sold an image, which you can do. I could be anyone behind the wall. Anyone you want, anyone you need. So it's nerve-wracking to see. So when I see when I see Tim and Alex getting this dynamic of them both not even really wanting to be in it, they just going through the motions. Tim came in with a fed up, it's a no. And I think it's because there's been so many infractions within their relationship that he's been tallying in his head on his own. I think where they both lack communication is the fact that with Alex, whether you were tired, whether you felt like you spent enough time, that day is important. You just schedule it out. You write it out. You just got to call it a wash. Hey, I got to put this on hold, put this on pause. But you wanted to go to work that day. You wanted to do that. Oh, I feel like you wanted to go to work that day. And so you knew that his parents would be there. It was an important day. It was an important moment. I don't care if you spent, 6 a.m. I don't care if it was a 12-hour day, to be honest with you. Forget the math. You not feeling him like that. So for him to come with this energy of getting ready to cut you off and put you on the chopping block was very interesting. Was very serious. Very serious. And I say that because he came in swinging and he came in guns blazing on the fact that he felt very disrespected. This was energy of someone that has been taking it. And at some point he hit a breaking point. It's just how. The how was not cool. The how was insensitive to Alex's feelings, which I understand wholeheartedly. He had to let some things out. Because in calling him out of his name and talking down to him and him being someone that has definitely, at least from what we can see, tried to do all the things, it can be exhausting to be with someone and then you realize everything I'm doing is just not enough. It's just not enough. And I don't think that this dynamic was needed. They didn't need to be together. This was not right. It wasn't right. But how he did it was very spiteful. It was very snappy. It was very, this is some built up shit. Sorry, this is some built up you have deep down inside. And not cool. Not cool. So, and for all of that, that is why I am done. It's just like, he gonna get his Emmy. Because it's like, what did you gain from doing that to someone that you quote unquote loved? It's just the how was nasty. Okay, they're getting ready for this really cute Gatsby, dinner situation. I think that all the couples that are getting dressed, they look good. They look fitted for the theme, and I thought it was adorable. I'm going to break it down into the Garrett and Taylor because the title of this is Text from My Ex. The title of this is Text from My Ex. Text from My Ex or something like that. I think Taylor had every right to be upset because I don't understand why men do the things that they do sometimes. Like sometimes you guys just do things that just, I don't get it. Cut, fix. I don't know why men sometimes do the things that they do. Meaning like, just say all the information. Don't hold back any information because then you start to look guilty. Then you start to look like you know what's going on or you wanted something to happen between the two of you. Like, the more honest and the more upfront you are, the better. And I know that may sound like a contradiction because sometimes us as women, we can be like, dissect things even more. But I feel like the more honest you are in a situation, the better. So if Gary would have been more upfront with the tea, then maybe Taylor wouldn't have taken it so hard. But I feel like Taylor is in her every right to question, to drill, to get answers, because there should be no interaction between you and an ex, let alone a conversation, let alone a like. All you see is me. I'm all you see, baby. That is it. That is all. So I'm Team Taylor in that situation, and I love the fact that Garrett took ownership. Garrett knew when it was wrong, and it seems like they're doing just fine. So I see no wrong. The only thing I see wrong is the fact that Tyler is sitting at the table as if he can help delegate the situation. You need to delegate what you got going on, buddy. But see, that's another conversation for another video. Nick talking to Katie. Didn't like it. Hannah, oh, this is my best friend. That's not your best friend. Stop. Can we make something a new norm? Unpopular opinion. Let's stop calling people our best friends after less than 5 years of friendship. That's not your best friend. Please stop. Cut it out. Cut it off. It's not. And so it confuses me how someone can be confused. Like, I don't trust you, Nick. I trust you, Nick. I don't trust Katie. It's like, so how do you not trust someone that you call them your best friend? Someone make it make sense. Because it does not make any sense at all. How can that person be your best friend? It's already multiple red flags when a woman comes to me and talks about my partner, which has never happened, by the way. Oh, he is fine. Oh, he is cute. Oh, he is... The fact that you even said it one time, absolutely not. It's disrespectful. I don't care what experiment we are on. It should never come out your mouth, at least not to me. Now, the confessionals and stuff like that, I think that's cool. I couldn't believe it, but he was actually attractive. And I feel like it's the what. It's like what you say. It's not how you say it. It's just what you... Oh, well, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But it's just a thing of like, no, code. Where is the code? Girl code. Let alone best friend code. Y'all didn't even earn best friend code. Just girl code. You don't do that. And that is technically my fiance. No. What? No. So their conversation, I felt like happened too long. Nick is someone who loves attention. Talking to Katie and trying to finesse your way and saying little things like that. Oh, you look great. You're my type. You were my number one. You were my number one. It's like, no. You want attention so bad, baby boy. And I know his type. I know people like that. It's not good. And she really curved him pretty well. She friend zoned him pretty well. Kind of sunned him pretty well in terms of his maturity. So no one has time for that. It's not cute. It's not cool. And yeah, do better. So I think the last thing I want to pinpoint in talking about this situation is Ramses and Marissa, her meeting Bowden. She is all about Ramses. So anyone that comes into her foresight, she don't see them. She only see Ramses. So it really didn't matter. Netflix thought they was going to do something with that exchange. Nothing happened. We can move on. So that is the end of my episode 10 review. Oh, wait. One last thing. Hannah talking about how Nick couldn't put it down. I'm surprised Netflix gave us that tea. That was some tea. I'm really surprised. I feel like Hannah's decision was made right there. As a woman, like, you're not gonna do what? Oh, you don't do that? Okay. Pew! Jimmy Neutron. Blast off. Like, what? No. And you shouldn't have to deal with that. You shouldn't have to suppress that part of you as a woman. Like, what? That's the boy in him, if you ask me. If you ask Kayla, that's the child. He not paying bills, and he's not independent, and he doesn't pay his insurance, and stuff like that. But interesting tea. So that is my review. That is my wrap up of episode 10 of Love is Blind. Please stay tuned for episode 11. Now we are bleeding into episode 11, The Risk of Falling in Love. We open up with Taylor and Nick coming into the home after their Great Gatsby. And it becomes this conversation of, so how long was the conversation? What were you talking about? Da, 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 da. And like I said in episode 10, like, you're too quick, Hannah, to call someone a best friend. That's not your best friend. That hasn't been earned. That's just someone that you're really close with, like someone that feels like a sister. But even then, that's a reach. Nick loves attention, and he's going to get in any way he can. So you grilling him, and I think this is always a thing when there's a mixer and everyone comes together, people who are in different pots who have had connections, and it always is a test to everyone's relationship. And I think every couple falls for it, but we are only human. I kind of discussed this already when it came to them in episode 10 and the whole Katie situation. You know, I say personally, just do better. Just do better. Garrett meeting Taylor's parents, I think it was cute. They fell in love with each other's families. I think that their dynamic with falling in love with each other's families was really, really cute. And it was authentic. I like the iPhone camera style of them recording the dinner and recording being together, and it was nice. It was really nice to see, and I had hope, very high hopes, in seeing that family dynamic. Now bleeding into Hannah talking to her friends and then bringing Nick along. It was a grilling session. I mean, cook barbecue grill situation. What? Honestly, I feel like her friends were way too comfortable in trying to, like, intervene. There's boundaries. I've always felt like this when it comes to friends, family, friends jumping in to say different things about you and different things about your situation, let alone to the person. Nick is right here, and they're like, so you don't da 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 da, and he's like, well, like, when did this become an interview? It's as if Hannah set him up for failure. That was honestly the thing that put the nail in the coffin, I feel like, for Hannah's decision in terms of what she wanted to do next with Nick. Because did she really need backup? Did she really need her Powerpuff Girls to charge in on Nick being someone who's just not qualified? It was mean, but what else is new? Couples all go dress shopping. I'm going to talk briefly about the dress shopping. I'll be honest with you, as a viewer, I checked out. And the reason why I checked out of the dress shopping section of this is because it was hard to watch Ashley try on a dress and marry a man that we all felt like was a liar. Okay? Difficult to watch. And I say that because I knew something was off when Hannah didn't appear. Hannah and Nick wasn't there, and I'm like, ooh, we got more tea to spill. That means this episode isn't over. I mean, we had like 30, we were at like 40 minutes in, and I'm like, Hannah's not here. Netflix said, hold on, we got you. Even seeing the men try on their suits, mentally checked out, because I don't believe Ramses, and I don't believe him actually wanting to get married. Never caught it, never felt it, never seen it. So it was interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. Now, my questions are answered because we see Hannah and Nick on the couch. You can tell this was a speech that Hannah rehearsed because she was ready to cut the cord. And I know that she was ready to cut the cord because of multiple things. Like, you can see the dynamic and how it's come to a place where, like, She feels like she's reached the breaking point, but both Tim and her mirrored an energy that was like, this is gonna be my time to shine in terms of dragging your ass through the process and through why you wronged me. And it's like, this is a two-way street. And I don't like how Nick continues to come off like a punching bag. It's exhausting to watch. It's not even realistic. It's like, do you have any ounce of fight back in you at all? Is it present? Is it available? Is it alive? Fight for yourself. Stand up. But no, Nick doesn't do that. Nick doesn't fight for himself. Nick takes it. Both of them are unhappy. Nick came off like, I was going to say yes. I was going to da-da-da-da. And a part of me, the soft part of me, the romantic part of me, the love part of me is like, wow, Nick was about to marry you, Hannah. You ruined it. But this dynamic early on was not the tea. For them to even be this close to the wedding and go this far to lie about how they really feel about each other shows to me that for the next Love is Blind down the line, we got our work cut out for ourselves. Because the fact that people will take this much pain and this much strife and this much abuse from each other, and attacks from each other, it's not worth it. But what I'm saying right now will make sense once I review the reunion. Conversation that Ramses and Maurissa have on the boat is a nice through line to what happens towards the end of the episode. So on the boat, they do this little breadcrumb of having doubts. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't want to feel overwhelmed. Not good. So then when we get to a place that leads us to the end of this episode where they're going back and forth about, love is a risk and I don't want to get divorced again. And this is Ramses, by the way. Even the color coordination of the entire scene, the shot, the gloominess, the outfits, like this last conversation towards the end he's going to tell her no. So it leaves us on a cliffhanger for episode 12, but something's not right. Episode 12, we made it. Episode 12 starts off very somber and sad. And the reason why I say that is because we are back with Ramses and Maurissa having this heart-to-heart conversation, and it gets to a place where it's not looking too good for the both of them. You can see Maurissa wearing her heart on her sleeve and getting to a place where, like, you can't tell me no. You can't tell me that we've gone through this whole entire journey to get to a place where you, right now, minutes, not even days before the wedding, you can't do it. I know what he's doing. He's getting to a place where he's trying to find the perfect way to create an exit plan, but she's not reading that this is the exit plan that is getting ready to be served. She's not understanding that he's really telling her that he feels like within this dynamic, this is not enough for me. And then proceeds to get to a place where he flips her whole entire character, like, your energy is just a lot, like, you're just a lot. And it's just like, whoa, ow, what? That's not strong enough. And he would have softened the blow for everyone, including Maurissa, if he would have spoke his up immediately. You don't try on wedding dresses and then next day, this is not enough. This is not enough for me. This is not like, you don't get to a place to with someone's mind like that. She's screwed mentally. It's a mind. It really is. It's a thing to where, like, She just knew she was locked in. She knew that, this is something we could at least work past. And she took it hard. She took it hard. He's saying that there's a lot of things that he can't brush to the side, but I'll just fast forward to the part of her trying to make a case. As a woman, when you feel like you have to continue to create a case to a man, create a spreadsheet of like, but we are good, but da-da-da-da. When you feel like you have to continue to prove yourself, like this is a legal like lawsuit, you gotta let it go, baby girl. He's not worth it at all. He is not worth the explanation. It's tough to break off that detachment because maybe, she's been in a place where she's given her heart so much, and then, this one has to work. But he's not worth it. He never was, but she didn't see that. She was blinded and digmatized, and don't nobody got time for that. Because when you've had enough experience in life, at least to the point where, you have strong standards and you don't take bull like your mom. Your mama doesn't take bull, at least for the most part. You can see through a mother so quick and read like, this is going to be dangerous for me. But I don't think she saw through that. I don't think there was enough time for her to see through that. So unfortunately, this third couple was the one that split. So now episode 12 becomes a sour dynamic of us seeing two weddings where most of the nation watched this extremely confused and extremely distraught at the simple fact of like, why is Ashley marrying Tyler if we know he got all this stuff going on, but at least from the editing of Netflix, thank you, it looks like she didn't know what we knew. So I'm going to present this as a viewer who sees that Ashley, at least it comes off that she knew something that we didn't know. What's that about? To a dynamic where they get prepared. The kids are involved. There's like, well, not kids. There's dancers, kid dancers. Nice budget, beautiful hair, beautiful gowns, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch for several reasons. And I say that because like so much has been revealed to us. So many different scandals, so many different tell-alls and recordings of the ex coming out, the baby mother coming out, the wife of the wife's wife, and the this, that, the third, fourth, and the fifth, the documents. Credit to Jessie Woo and the other diligent people who are on TikTok who do this for real. It was so overwhelming to have all of that unpacked and us be under the impression that Ashley knows nothing. Like, they would have served her better if the idea was the fact that she did know what was going on, then that would have been a different show. But they left us under the impression of thinking that this lady is blindsided. Pun intended. I left watching this entire wedding feeling like love is blind because Ashley is. He didn't tell her anything and just got married. The fact that she chose to say I do is scary because a man can lie, be deceitful, omit, and still have his cake and eat it too. Tough. Another thing too, it was weird, like him talking to his mom was like, does your mom know that she know that you told her that she, like, what? Like, ew. I'm annoyed that we were robbed. Matter of fact, I feel robbed. Let me call it. I feel robbed of an experience of seeing this couple win, or of seeing any couple win genuinely in love. Like, this should have been a couple that we were rooting for and that we watched salivating at the mouth of like, oh, this is good. And we didn't get to have that. None of us got to have that. I didn't get to have that as a viewer. Like, we were robbed in the process of Tyler's lies. It just wasn't fair. It was so unfair. I'm ready for season 8. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Garrett and Taylor, I'm just going to leave this in the button real quick. We knew it. I knew they would get married. I knew it'd be fine. I think that they're honestly the only one standing that could actually stand the test of time of actually being a married couple. I'm excited to see their dynamic. I'm excited to see how they're going to figure out this, where they're going to live situation. I think that Taylor and Garrett are just fine. That's kind of all I have for them. I'm not even going to try to muster up anything else besides the fact that I wish them well. So that is my review of episodes 10 through 12. Very, very interesting, right? I am going to also have a review of the reunion linked in the description box. Please check it out and stay tuned. Bye.